Your services page is either making you money or quietly killing your company. It's the one page on your website that will determine whether your company will scale or it will stall, because this is where people stop browsing and start buying. Most companies think their service page is totally fine. Yet when people land there, they're hit with generic copy, vague sales offers, and no compelling social proof. And that's why your visitors leave. And if your website currently isn't generating any leads, then it almost certainly has something to do with your service page. If you get this page right, it's going to become your sales rep that is selling for your company 24/7. But if you get this wrong, it's going to become the choke point in your entire sales funnel that is going to cost your company significant revenue in the form of lost sales. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Bailey Canning. I'm an independent full-stack marketing strategist working with my clients on brand strategy engagements, web design and development projects, and ongoing marketing retainers. In a second here, I'm going to show you a couple different client examples of service pages that I have developed for my clients that are helping them generate significant revenue. But first, I wanted to give you 5 quick reasons why the services page on your website might be the most valuable yet underutilized page on the entire site. First of all, the service page is second to importance only to your homepage. The services page is where curiosity turns into buying intent. And if you don't have a compelling page developed there, you're done. Second, this is where the conversion is almost certainly going to take place on your website. Meaning, this is where visitors will decide to take the next step, whether that be booking an intro call, scheduling a demo, whatever the first step in your sales process is, this is where the conversion action is almost certainly going to take place. So the entire goal of the services page must be to bridge the gap between interest and action. Your service page is key in setting the tone of your initial sales conversations with prospects. If your service page does its job properly, then you're going to have prospects jumping on these sales calls with you already pre-sold, and you may even find that they're trying to sell you on working with them. That's because from the service page, they already understand your offer, your pricing, your process, and there's social proof to back up everything you're saying. Then, when that takes place, the sales conversation is simply just about logistics, not about intent. My 5th and final point here is that a proper sales page is actually going to filter out bad prospects and clients for your company. Simply put, having a well-designed service page is going to help you attract higher quality opportunities while filtering out bad opportunities that would have been a waste of your time anyway. So without further ado, let's hop into the screen share so I can show you some high converting service page examples that I have designed and developed for my clients. The first example we're going to take a look at is for a boutique, modern, minimalist architecture studio in San Diego, California. This is the custom home service page. You will see right away we have a very engaging, value-oriented headline and fantastic photography in the back as well. And you can see the white border here adds a nice high-end design touch. It's not generic where we just have a standard hero background image section. Scrolling on down, we continue the theme of having all the copy centered on the prospective clients here. This is a huge problem I see when it comes to web design and specifically the copywriting. Everything generally on a business website is very focused on the business. Quick way to see this is the case is if all the copy and the headlines lead with I or we, but all of your copy and all your messaging should be focused on the prospective client's problems, pain points, and ultimately position your company as the solution to those. So you can see we have that here. We also have a video section going over the services in a bit more detail. Then right away, very important to actually highlight what the key value props are for your services here, because people don't read everything like a book. People don't even read in general these days. Rather, they're just going to skim, so we want to make that very clear, very front and center here. Then, because this is an architecture studio, we do have a lot of videography elements Fortunately, this client has invested significantly in that. So you can see here, just by having this video background section to break up all the copy, it really does a lot of selling for us. Then we have some more details about the key features of, in this case, the modern homes. For this client, though, you can see here we have a similar template for all these services, though. But of course, all the copy is specific to the specific type of project in this case. So we talk about having a proven process for designing custom modern homes, 3D renderings to help people visualize them, 3D models, which are a bit more realistic, and then also the permitting is done in-house. So this way the client's actually able to get their project approved by the city so that construction can begin. Then right here, we're having the CTA section for people to book a consultation. Then we have a portfolio section. So again, at this point, we've been talking a lot about how awesome the services are of this company, but people want to see proof. So here they can do that by seeing custom portfolio projects in the specific custom home project category. Then we have testimonials. I added in this horizontal scroll just to add a more interactive element to the website. Also adds a much more premium design touch. Then we have the team member section as well, as you can see here. So again, people just have a sense of who they will be working with, and they can see that it's not just a solo architect, but rather a full-fledged studio in this case. Then we have the FAQ section, always very important to answer questions people likely have at this point of browsing the page. We don't want to have any open loops of questions in their mind, because if there are, then quite honestly, they're much less likely to convert. So that's why we have those answered here, as you can see, with very well detailed answers. And then finally, we have this interactive video form here, and you can also see we had it right here pop up on the widget. So this just makes it very easy for people to convert anywhere on the website, and is just going to add a much more interactive feel and a much more premium design touch as well. On to the next example here. This is going to be for a guided rock climbing service here in Colorado. I'm trying to show you a wide variety in my portfolio here, just so you can see how it applies to different industries. So in this case, again, similar design, but we have centered copy with a very high octane, energetic background image of, in this case, someone climbing the boulder Flatirons. Scrolling on down, again, we have the value propositions front and center here. Very important when people are just skimming. We want them to know right away what's in it for them. Now we have some copy along with some very good photography substantiating the service offering here. In this case, it's to go rock climbing with a professionally certified guide, which is key in this industry because, of course, safety is going to be very paramount concern. And then we're also talking about how, in this case, we can help them experience the top rock climbing venues. This is especially important because a lot of people looking to go on a guided rock climb will be from out of state and are doing this as part of their vacation to Colorado. Now, in this case, we have a benefits section. So on top of just going on to all the obvious things of how fun rock climbing could be, in this case, we're actually kind of going for more of a fitness and mindset and confidence-based angle. So we're going further than just have fun rock climbing. We're talking about how, and this is key when you're selling, big ticket items, it is not cheap to go rock climbing with this company. It's like $500-$600 at least. Basically, we're talking about all the different benefits that this could eventually manifest in your day-to-day life. So I think that's very important. Then we go into more of the topics and skills that are going to be covered in these guided climbs. So for example, these, as you can see here, as well as objectives people might be interested in. And then just to add a more of an interactive feel, we added this slider component so people can browse images of people on these guided rock climbs. Now we have a link to the different course pages, as you can see here. So based on what people might be interested in, whether it be at a certain skill level or climbing at a certain location, they can browse a course here. So that this goes to different landing pages. Then we have some information about the rock climbing guide. In this case, it's the owner of the company. Then we have a section talking about what exactly is in it for both beginner climbers, as you can see here, but then also experienced climbers. In my talks with the clients, basically they were either beginners or very experienced climbers, people looking to get into rock climbing for the first time, and people as well who were very experienced but looking to really take things to the next level. Then for social proof here, we have a testimonial section. So this is key because, again, we always want to be having testimonials on the service page. It's non-negotiable, quite frankly. And then we outline what a full day of rock climbing with this company actually looks like here. So they have basically all their questions answered in terms of what a guided day is going to be. And then of course now we're also looking at where they also guide as well. These are the top rock climbing spots in the Boulder, Denver metro area. Then we outline pricing as well. So this is probably the best example we're going to look at today. This is a very substantial service page. We have FAQs as well. And then people can hit this book now button to book a climb at any time. But it's important to know over here that the main call to action or the main conversions happens when people go to one of these rock climbing pages, and then they can need to book a day and time and pay directly via this widget. The last example we're going to look at today is for an IT company, essentially, that I recently worked with. I'm showing you this example because this is a very sweet and simple and to the point service page. This was a fairly small website build, and really they were just looking to get this website up and running quickly because they were launching a new division within the company. They were always going to plan to add on to it. But I want to show you in this example that you don't need a whole lot of content. You don't need professional photography sometimes. If you just follow the key tenets I'm talking about and showing you here in this video, you can still design a highly effective service page. So here you can see this is the advisory solutions page, basically talking about how they can advise you in the different IT tech type services. You can see here we have a video background, and it's this parallax particle type effect in the background, and it also goes on to cover the text behind nicely. So instead of just having a plain text section where it's only the headline or just some sort of abstract background, we added a lot of motion and design value just by a very simple stock video asset. Now we're talking about the key services that can be provided here. So we have fractional consulting, cybersecurity stuff, software assessments, and digital roadmaps, as you can see here. But instead of just presenting this in a boring way, we have these cards sliding one on one on top of each other just to make it much more interactive, as you can see. And yes, while we did need to use stock photography, which I'm not a fan of, but in this case, the client did purchase high quality stock photography. The photos that in this case the client, the marketing director, picked out were very tasteful and worked for each section. So they weren't corny, and this is about as good as you can do stock photography in my experience. Then we have an FAQ section as well that was well written out. And then we have a very simple CTA. So book a 30-minute intro call. People can do that. But also if they want to keep exploring the website, we have this multi-section CTA here. So they can either learn about the team or explore different solutions as well. And then that's the page here. So this is a very straight to the point, simple services page. But sometimes you just want to get something up and running, and then you can always, of course, add more content. So I'm sure this company is going to look to add testimonials over time, case studies. But again, they were a new division, so they didn't have all of that at their disposal. So that's why sometimes it's better just to get something up and running, get it live, and of course you can always add on to it later. If you're impressed by the examples we looked at today for my portfolio, and you would like to get my opinion on not just your services page, not even your website, but perhaps your entire digital marketing strategy, then I invite you to schedule a complimentary strategy call with myself. Check out the link in the description. It's an interactive 5-minute video form. If you're qualified, you'll be able to schedule a meeting directly on my calendar. And during that call, I will take the time to learn all about your marketing and sales goals. Based on everything you tell me, I'll help you outline a digital marketing game plan so you can grow your brand awareness online, generate more leads, and of course, increase revenue. Link in the description, check it out, and I look forward to meeting with you soon. Hopefully now you can see exactly what goes into designing and developing a high quality service page, not just in terms of the visual presentation, but also in terms of the UX structure and layout and the content you ultimately need if you want to have a high converting service page that's going to be able to print revenue for your company. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any content I'm putting out, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.